I am flabbergasted. I am in shock. It's not even been 3 weeks. This is the third video. We have passed 1,000 subscribers. It's insane. I didn't even ask you to subscribe. So, I don't know what that means. I'm in shock. I don't know what to say. I'm so grateful. You have been so kind in your comments, and you've inspired me more than you will ever know. Now, what is a farm without a tractor? Well, for one, it would be a farm without a tractor, but I don't see how I possibly could go without one. I do have guns, but not that kind of power. So I was really scared about getting into a tractor for the first time. It felt so foreign.
Okay, hello tractor.
I had no idea what I was doing, but I just purchased a tractor. And I opened the door and I sat in it, and I just had to learn by doing. Then came the time where I realized I need stuff for my tractor. I have all this land and I need to grow some hay for my animals. I went online to this auction website, Klaravik, and I purchased a hay baler. It was 50 kilometers away, which is a considerable distance if you go 20 kilometers per hour. So I did check out some transportation companies and I did get some quotes, and I realized I have to do it myself. But what is our philosophy, guys? We don't know that we can't because we haven't tried. So I tried. This is the result. Hello, welcome to today's adventure. We are taking my beautiful Massey Ferguson 590 from 1983 out for a spin. I have bought a hay baler because the idea is we're going to be self-sufficient when it comes to hay. And I'm very excited to see if we can actually make it there and back. Okay, here goes nothing. As I got in the tractor, I realized I need somewhere to put my phone for GPS. So I fashioned a sophisticated phone holder using locally sourced materials. If you can't fix it with gaffer tape, you haven't used enough gaffer tape. Finally, noise-cancelling headphones on. The engine is very loud, so I'm really glad I had those. Well, I guess I can't put it off any longer. Here we go. "50 kilometers, or 31 miles to you non-metric weirdos, is a long way to drive if your maximum speed is 20 kilometers per hour, or 12 miles per hour. I had hardly driven this thingamabob before, and I didn't trust it one bit. One good thing about tractors is they tend to have a very springy seat. because I made the terrible decision of asking Google Maps which was the shortest route. Turns out the gravel road through the forest was anything but smooth sailing. But thanks to my springy seat, my butt was intact. However, the inside of my head felt like milkshake. If nothing else, it was the scenic route. I don't know if you can tell, but there's a considerable backlash in the steering on this nearly 50-year-old tractor. That means I have to move the wheel a lot to correct the direction, and it's very unstable. You have to actively steer all the time. Maybe I can get that fixed sometime. I was so relieved when I finally hit asphalt. And from there on, things went quite swimmingly. You know, I was thinking about making a fun clip about stopping the tractor outside a cafe or something. But the truth of the matter was, for 3 long hours I hardly ever saw houses, let alone a gas station or a cafe. At long last, I could turn onto the drive of the seller's address. The seller turned out to be a really sweet 80-year-old recent widower who was selling his farm and getting rid of all his machines and equipment. When he said he was really lonely and he had no one to talk to anymore, I just couldn't turn him down when he asked if I wanted a cup of coffee. I was also served Danish pastry and his entire life story. And he had a really cute terrier dog as well. One of my main concerns, other than the engine blowing up and or dying in the middle of the road, was that the tractor's fuel gauge doesn't work. So I had absolutely no way of knowing whether or not I had enough diesel left. As I mentioned, I'd kept my eyes out for a gas station so I could top up the tank. But no such luck. Also, since some of the tractor's lights didn't work, I really needed to get home before dark. I simply had to ignore the budding anxiety as I approached hour 5 and 6. Finally, I turned onto the last stretch towards home. Now, for correct storytelling, you're supposed to encounter some drama and resolve said drama. So I guess this adventure won't win me an Oscar for best script. But you know what? I'm just glad nothing bad actually happened. I gotta be honest. Some of you may have noticed that my hay baler makes small square bales. But didn't I just film big round bales? So what happened? Well, it just so happened that one of my neighbors, who is a larger scale farmer, took an interest in my late husband's vintage cross motorbike. I had felt bad about the bike for a long time. I didn't use it, and it was just collecting dust. So I gave him the bike, and he harvested my fields for me. If that's not a win-win, I don't know what is. Next week, I thought I'd invite you over for a chicken coop renovation and to talk about my plans and dreams for the farm. And I'd love to hear your suggestions too. And if you made it all the way to the end, I just want you to know are my favorite.